Noswaith dda, croeso I chi gyd. Welcome to everybody to our Facebook event this evening on the cost of living pressures that many people are facing. The reason we're doing this is because we know that more and more people are facing a huge squeeze on their mortgages and their rent payments, on energy and food bills, and on the rising cost of living too. Now, this is affecting millions of people across the country, so you're not alone if you're one of those people, and there's thousands of people right here in Elmore and Bridgend too. People on low and fixed incomes are particularly affected, including those on lower earnings, but also pensioners and those with disabilities and others. But there are many households on middle incomes as well, where one or two people are working who are also struggling. So the cost of living pressures are deeper than we've ever seen before, and they're affecting many more people. So this event, we brought together many of the organisations who are right at the forefront of providing the advice and support that you need, either for yourself or to help advise others. Now, we haven't been able to include all of the brilliant organisations out there, but we have got some of the very best for you to hear from over the next hour or so. Now, this is how it's going to work. In the first half hour, you'll hear some short, snappy presentations from some of these excellent organisations. Then, my colleague Sarah Murphy, member of the Senedd, will introduce the next series of presentations. And at the end, Chris Elmore MP will sum up and point you towards more information on the organisations you've heard from and to further advice that we've pulled together for you. And before we begin, let me ask you, please, share this Facebook event far and wide on every page you know and to every friend too, because you never know when this is going to come in useful for someone else, and it could be someone you know. So let's begin. Our very first presentation this evening is from Kate Henson of Citizens Advice Cymru. Over to you.
Hi there, everyone. So I'm actually Rachel. I'm a trustee at Bridgend County Borough Citizens Advice. Unfortunately, Kate couldn't join us today. I'm very happy to provide some information to you. So we provide confidential advice and guidance to help people find a way forward, whoever they are and whatever their issue. So we provide independent, non-judgmental, impartial, free advice. In 2021-22, so Citizens Advice County Borough helped 5,500 people with over 62,000 issues. And the top three issues we supported people with were benefits, debt and housing. To give you an example of the support we provide, such as income maximisation, that's where we work with you to look at the money that you have coming in and if you're claiming all the benefits that you're entitled to. And we can provide support with benefit applications, as well as provide support with looking at ways to reduce your expenditure, including looking at your debts and your debt repayments. We can also provide budgeting help and support, and we have a budgeting tool on our website. We can carry out something called better off calculations to help you better understand the financial impact that a change to your circumstances can have. For example, if you're considering moving in with a partner. So we can look at things like budgeting, income and expenditure, help negotiate with creditors and more. So we provide information, advice and casework services across a range of funded projects and services. One of those is Warmer Wales. This is a project where we provide one-to-one energy advice to people living in fuel poverty to support them with things such as understanding tariffs and bills, provide advice on energy efficiency measures, provide benefit entitlement checks or assistance in claiming benefits, advice on dealing with and reducing fuel debt and more. So we also work closely with other organisations across the borough, and we can signpost or refer you to them for additional support, and those organisations also refer to us. For example, we've recently started working with Bridgend Food Bank, who are on the call today. We work in this way to make it easy for you to access all the support that you need, to remove duplication, and of course to maximise your outcomes. So to access support, you can call our local number, which I'll post in the chat in a moment, along with our opening hours. And we offer appointments up until 6 p.m. When you make a call to access support, your initial call will be assessed to help us to better understand your needs and your situation and identify the right next steps that are suitable for you. And of course, we take into account emergencies. So it might be our next step is to email and signpost you to information, or if you're offered an appointment, this might be by phone, by video call, or in person. So this is just a very quick summary of some of the advice and support that we can offer. And just a reminder that we're here for everyone to support you to find your way forward with whatever problem you're facing. So please do contact us if you need support. Thank you.
Hi, my name is Maxine Barrett. I'm representing Bridgend County Borough Council tonight. And as a local authority, Bridgend County Borough Council have a lot of support available for residents. And the easiest way to find out what support is available is to have a look at the BCBC website. As there's so much information, we want people to be able to find the information they need as easily as possible. So on the front page of the website, you'll now find 2 links taking people straight through to cost of living support information. So the first of those links relates to the cost of living discretionary support scheme, which, as it says, is a discretionary payment linked to council tax. And on this page, you'll find a list of who's eligible and for what amounts that relates to. So for some people who make their payments by direct debit, they will have received these payments by direct bank payment. But it's really important that we highlight this scheme, because if no bank details are available or they're available, then an application for this payment needs to be made. And there's a link on this page to help anyone who hasn't received the payment automatically, or who hasn't received a letter or an email with an access code to make an application for the payment. On the front page, there's also a link to a cost of living, all the cost of living support information, and that relates to food, warm spaces, and money support. Now, whilst as a local authority, we don't provide food support directly, we have created a list of the places that provide food, including food banks and community pantries. The section for money support, that's where people can find out more information about things like council tax reductions and discounts, the grants that are available for eligible pupils within Bridgend County Borough, and that includes free school meals, the pupil development grant, the distinctive school clothing grant, and education maintenance allowance. As well as on that section, you'll find support to help with energy and housing costs, and that includes information on universal credit, the Welsh Government Fuel Support Scheme. That's where eligible households can claim a payment, a one-off £200 cash payment, and that provides support towards paying their winter fuel bills. And this payment is in addition to the energy bill rebate being offered by the UK government and the winter fuel payment normally paid to pensioners. There's also information about housing benefit, local housing allowance, again, the cost of living discretionary support scheme, which I mentioned just now, and the discretionary housing payment scheme, which helps people who may need further help with their housing costs. And this is only if they're claiming housing benefit, local housing allowance, or the housing element of universal credit. Also on this page, the money support part of it, people can find links to other organisations who can help with money advice and support, some of which are here tonight. The Warm Spaces link is a new addition to the website, and that's where information is being shared about the Warm Spaces activity in the County Borough, where people can find a warm welcome. There's a direct link to Arwen, who are providing a lot of warm welcome, and it's at the moment, information is being gathered and added about the support and activities that are available across the County Borough. It's broken down into venues and areas, and it's being promoted to groups and organisations who can share the information with their communities directly, and then they can signpost people to what's happening locally. I'll put the information about the BCBC website into the chat.
Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. Diolch am y cyfle I siarad heddiw. BAVO is a county voluntary council, and our core work is to help charities, community and voluntary groups to be the best they can be in helping people in the communities. We link them to advice, support, guidance, good practice, volunteers, and importantly, funding. So if you're a community group that hasn't heard of us before, then please do get in touch with us to find out more. We have over 450 registered members, many of which are providing essential cost of living services at this time, whether that's through advice, through practical services, warm spaces, or activities that tackle social isolation and loneliness. BAVO is constantly mapping what's out in communities because it links very neatly to our signposting service. We have a team of community navigators. We have about 7 community navigators that are based across the county of Bridgend, and they are working agile in community organisations and spaces in communities. They are the people that have referrals from agencies and from members of the public when people don't know where else to turn. We've got lots of agencies here today, and sometimes they're known to people, sometimes they're not. So our job is to get people to the support that they need. Our navigators will have a conversation with the individual, find out what the issues are, and will help them find the best solutions for them. So whether it is, for example, someone needing a food bank voucher or a pantry parcel, we will connect them to those expert organisations in our communities so that they can get the service that they need. It might also be somebody who's struggling, as we've heard previously, with maximising their income. It might be that they need a benefits check. It might be that they're looking at a low-cost loan. We would be then looking at who would provide that support and service. That could be Bridgend Citizens Advice, as we've heard earlier, or even our credit unions. For some people, they're feeling isolated. They're really worried about turning their heating on, particularly if they're living alone. And so, you know, we need to look at the options that are available to them. We might look at, you know, whether it's important to provide them with a warm pack, which is about helping them warm the person rather than the space, whether it's a fuel voucher they need, whether they need to be linked to look at whether they've had their full entitlements and their winter wellbeing payments, whether they need to be connected to Warm Wales or Nest Cymru, or whether it's about connecting them to the local community centre up the road that is providing a warm space and some good activities that they can connect with their neighbours. The important thing for us is that they don't get passed from pillar to post, that they do not have their anxiety exacerbated, and they get the right help, the right time, and from the right place. And BAVA is uniquely placed to do that because we have a lot of organisations that we know about working in our communities, and the information is at our fingertips. We're of course indebted to all the voluntary and community groups out there that are providing this service and providing this frontline support, many of whom are here today. If you need to refer anyone to support, our email is help@bava.org.uk. Our navigator service runs 7 days a week until 8 p.m, and I'm sure our contact details will be provided in the chat. Diolch.
Hello.
Go ahead, Jonathan. It's all
Okay, thank you. Sorry. Okay. Thank you, Huw. My name is Jonathan Davis. I'm a trustee at Bridgend Food Bank, and the food bank has been providing assistance to residents of the county borough since 2009. We provide emergency food parcels to anyone who is experiencing an acute crisis, whereby they find themselves in a position where they have no money available to buy food. Our food parcels vary in size depending on the number of dependents in the family. The parcels are intended to provide 3 days basic, nutritionally balanced, non-perishable food. The service operates on a voucher system, whereby the individual concerned can get a food bank voucher from one of our 75 voucher distributors. Some of those are on the call tonight, including BAVO and CAB. And we've also got many other agencies involved as well, including V2C, Health Visitors, Employability, and a number of local community groups. Our food bank office can provide individuals with advice as to who to go to for a voucher if they need information about that. Clients are able to have up to 3 vouchers within a 6-month period. The client can then take a voucher to one of our 10 distribution centres. They're located across the county borough, and information about them can be found on our website. When they get to the centre, they will be provided with a warm welcome and a hot drink whilst their food parcel is being prepared. In addition to providing food, our trained volunteers are also able to provide clients with information about other agencies that provide free or low-cost food, such as the community pantries, Big Box Boyd, and other community projects. Recently, we've implemented a project in conjunction with Bridgend Citizens Advice Bureau, where we can refer appropriate clients to a dedicated advisor who can then provide advice and assistance to help the clients address the cause of their crisis, be that debt, rent, arrears, benefit delays, or whatever the problem is. Finally, I'll put our contact details in the comments box where you can access more detailed information about our service. Thank you, and no star.
So next, I think we have Tracy Price from Dŵr Cymru.
Hello. So I'm representing Welsh Water. You may not know that we operate with no shareholders. We are a not-for-profit organisation, and any profits we make go back into the business. Unlike gas and electric, you cannot switch providers. We are a monopoly business, so we will serve the population that you are serving. Water is often forgotten. We want to make sure that this is part of every review to ensure income can be maximised. The services or schemes that we have to offer our customers range from financial services as well as practical services. So I'll start with the practical service. It's called the Priority Register. It's mainly known in gas and electric, but as an essential provider of clean drinking water, we must also have a priority register. So the main service for us under the scheme is to deliver bottled water during any interruption of water supply. So we will be looking to support anybody that has a disability, a medical condition, or have children under the age of 5, or who may be elderly, to get them registered for a priority register. They are free services and range from accessibility bills, as I said, the bottled water service, and we have the safeguarding schemes like the password scheme and the nominee scheme. On the financial side, we have a range of tariffs that are designed to help keep bills low for people who genuinely struggle to pay. We have affordable tariffs we can offer customers depending on their circumstances. Savings can be up to £230 on an annual water bill. So we would like to assess our customers against either a Water Sewer Wales tariff, our Help You tariff, or even accessing a water meter in the right circumstance can help reduce a water bill. We also have 2 debt schemes. So if anybody has created water arrears, then our debt schemes are designed to help customers manage their arrears in an affordable way, so that they can regain control of their finances or help rehabilitate through an affordable payment plan arrangement. And that can be done either through Water Direct scheme, which is a third-party deduction scheme, or our full write-off programme under the Customer Assistance Fund. How to access help. So your customers or your clients or tenants can access this help by going online at dwrcymru.com/help with bills, or they might want to telephone us, and we have a direct number that we can then redirect to speak to a specialist advisor that can take them through their application. Or they could seek out one of our specialist community advisors. We're often seen at different events and forums. Or we do also empower trusted partners such as housing associations, debt advice agencies, charities, etc., with the knowledge of our schemes and access to making direct applications on behalf of their customers. In the last year, we have supported 87,000 households onto the Priority Services Register. The Help You scheme has currently got 96,000 customers benefited from that social tariff. And for Water Sewer Wales, 34,000 customers are accessing that support tariff. The debt schemes, 15,000 are on a Water Direct scheme, and nearly 2,000 have had or are on a Customer Assistance Fund programme. We also offer other help and advice, water efficiency advice, should the household be already metered, energy referrals, and effective signposts into other support services, such as Step Change or charitable organisations, etc. Thank you.
Hello, I'm Jessica. I'm from the British Gas Energy Trust. We're an independent charitable trust solely funded by British Gas. We directly fund charities who provide money and energy advice, such as Citizens Advice, Rhondda and Riverside Advice in Wales. But I'm here to talk to you about our direct grant programmes. If you're struggling with energy debt, the Trust may be able to help provide a grant of up to £1,500 to pay off gas and or electricity debt for both British Gas or other energy suppliers. As part of your application, the team will want to understand how you will be able to manage your energy costs in the future. This is why it's really important to have sought money advice before applying, as there may be other routes more suitable for your situation. So as I said, debt relief grants are available to both British Gas customers and customers of other energy suppliers. We aren't seeing the take-up that we would like in Wales. We're awarding about 1.5 million a month at the moment, and we would really encourage people who are struggling with energy debt to apply. So a little bit more about that. You can apply to the Individual and Families Fund. To be considered for this, you must live in Wales, England or Scotland. You must not have received a grant from the British Gas Energy Trust within the last 2 years, and you must be seeking a grant to clear an outstanding debt on a current or open gas, electricity or dual fuel energy account in your name, or be a member of that household. You must have also received money advice from a money advice agency. Please note that some energy providers also have their own customer trust fund. So if you're applying to the Individual and Families Fund from us, please do check that you've gone to your own supplier first to see if they can support you. We have another fund called the British Gas Energy Support Fund, and this is open to British Gas customers with an energy debt of between £250 and £1,500. The same rules apply with regards to primary residents, and it must be an active energy account, but it's open to both credit and prepayment meter customers, so that is really important. A lot of the time the applications we get are from credit customers only, and we would encourage prepayment meter customers to apply to clear historic debt. Proof of income will be required at the point of application, so you'll be asked to have this to hand before you apply, and this will be considered alongside household outgoings. If you're struggling, I would just say please apply without delay. It takes about 4 weeks from application before the grant hits your energy account if you're successful. And in addition to that, at the moment, we're awarding a top up of £150 to many applicants as a get back on track payment. So you can find all information on our website, which is the British Gas Energy Trust, or you can go directly to www.bget.org.uk. So please do apply. We hope we can help.
Good evening. I'm Minor Woodgates from Bridgend Care and Repair. So Bridgend Care and Repair, we enable older people and people with disabilities to remain living independently within their own homes through improving their housing conditions, their level of comfort, safety, security and well-being. So our caseworkers provide a free home visiting service, and we can visit anybody within the borough of Bridgend. And this includes a healthy homes check, a falls risk assessment tool, and we also complete a full welfare benefit check to ensure that everybody is claiming all the benefits to which they are entitled to. During the last financial year, our caseworkers actually helped 547 people to increase their weekly income, and this was at a total value of just under 1.4 million. So the caseworkers will come to your house, they'll complete the application form on your behalf and follow you through the whole process. We're also currently assisting clients to apply for the Wales Winter Fuel Support Scheme, and also ensuring that our clients are receiving the government cost of living payments. We've also recently received some capital funding via the Healthcare Fund, and this provides grants to individuals and also includes things such as heating and heating repairs up to £500. We also employ a home energy officer. He can come and carry out home visits, and he provides home energy advice, and also helps to apply for a variety of grants, such as Nest for heating installation, and other grants for replacement windows, to make sure that your house is warm and energy efficient. We also assist with signposting to other organisations. As Tracy mentioned there from Welsh Water, we are a registered partner with Welsh Water, so we're able to help you apply for those discounts. If you'd like to contact us, you can message us through our Facebook page, through our website, or by telephoning our offices. Diolch yn fawr. Thank you.
My name is Matt Palmer. I'm from Shelter Cymru, Wales's People's Home charity. What we do, we exist to defend the rights to a safe home and also fight the devastating impact that a housing emergency can have, not just on the individual person, but on the community as well. Anyone can find themselves in a housing emergency, so we support people in the private rented sector, who are tenants of housing associations, who are tenants of the council, or who are homeowners in their own right with mortgages, etc. We offer free, confidential and independent advice, and we have a full range of services right the way from our website with a search tool, so you can just go on there and search a query that you may have, and there'll be advice online pages there for you. We also run a helpline and web chat service, face-to-face services, right the way up to our fantastic legal support team, who do a fantastic job with some of the harder cases that we have. I'll drop into the chat our contact details. The main one to keep in your mind is always our website, sheltercymru.org.uk, and then the most important thing, /get advice. So that's sheltercymru.org.uk/get advice. And that will provide you with all the information you need. It will have all our advice online pages there. It will have information on our local services, so you can find out where and when our next local services are. It will also have the information for our urgent helpline and web chat numbers as well. So just briefly touching on sort of the range of things we can help and support with. Homelessness is obviously a big one. Eviction notices, Section 21s is something that you may come across with those. Finding a place to live, the types of homes, information for students, people just starting out, people with family or relation issues that may affect their housing situation, paying for housing, how to challenge and how to get disrepair and bad conditions sorted, mortgage repossessions and issues with that. So there's a whole range of services. So do go on to our website, sheltercymru.org.uk/get advice, and please do get in touch. And the most important thing I'll just finish on is saying that the earlier you can get advice, the earlier you can access our services, the better. So please do feel free to get in touch with us if you or anybody you know is facing a housing emergency. Thank you.
Hello everyone, I'm Sarah Murphy, your member of the Senedd for Bridgend, and thank you to all of our presenters in the first half of this cost of living event. There is a wealth of information and advice there on how you and others can get support. So we are more than halfway through now, so please stay with us because we've got some other excellent presentations from key organisations working every day to help people who are faced with financial pressures. I hope you can already see that despite huge financial pressures out there, you do not have to struggle alone. We have some great organisations and individuals in Bridgend and Elmore, but also across the country. So please reach out and get in touch anytime. They want to hear from you and they really want to be able to help. You will see that many of the organisations are also putting further information in the contact details in the chat. So have a look there too, as well as watching and listening. And before we proceed to our next set of helpful presentations, we want to also highlight the many excellent organisations who can help with support on mental health and wellbeing. Financial pressures and other pressures really can add up to pressure on your mental health. Yet there are some great organisations out there who can help. So at the end of all of this, you will also see links to some of our local support, as well as many more on the website that we created together with lots of support groups across Bridgend and Elmore at bridgendmentalhealthpathway.wales. So don't think that you need to bear this on your own. If financial pressures are getting you down, reach out. There are people that can help, and we'll share all of those links too. So now in the second and final section of presentations, we're going to begin with Jonathan Chesterman, the Debt Advice Policy Manager for Step Change. Thank you, Jonathan.
Good evening, everyone, and thank you for letting me come and speak to you today. So I work for Step Change, which is a debt advice charity that's been helping people struggling with debt for over 27 years. We understand that debt is stressful, and the reasons people are in debt varies. We want to support people to take back control of their situation, and we do this in a non-judgmental way. So for everyone who contacts us, we offer an in-depth analysis of your financial situation, and taking that into account and the needs that you have will help you to choose a realistic path out of the debt problem that you have. All our advice is free, and it can be done over the telephone or online, and our online services are available 24 hours a day and 365 days a year, so there's always help available out there. We offer a wide range of solutions, and we'll tailor it to you, and whatever solution you choose, we're always available to support you on an ongoing basis. Now, the current cost of living crisis is very worrying for everyone, as finances have been pushed to the limit this year, and especially for those on the lowest income or in receipt of benefits, and obviously already mentioned those who are retired and on pensions. If you're struggling to afford essentials, then seek advice from a free debt advice charity like ourselves, and to see what help is available to you. And even if you're not in debt, we can still offer with free budgeting advice for those who want to take more personal control of their situation. And anybody who comes to us for advice, we will identify what other additional support is available to them. So we'll signpost to things like the Welsh Government Warm Home Schemes through Nest. We'll look at also signposting to fuel and food banks, sources of financial help that might be available to you. So identifying any available welfare benefits that you're eligible for, what help is available from your local authority, what support schemes they offer, and also how to access grants and help available from energy and water providers. Also, if you're vulnerable or have other issues that are not necessarily debt related, we'll also look to provide additional support and collaborate with other charities and agencies to try and make sure that you get all the help that you need. All our advisors are fully trained on what to consider for the cost of living crisis, and we've also shared this information on our website. So I'll be posting a link to that in the chat. So thank you for listening, and have a good evening. Thank you.
Hopefully you can hear me now. My name is John Westwood. I'm a director of Baobab Bark, a CIC, which is a community interest company. We have been running for 2 years, only a year as a CIC, but to supply food at an affordable price throughout Bridgend Borough County. It was community led. The community came to us, that was myself, my wife and my colleague, and said, help. So this is what we do. We have 13 community pantries throughout Bridgend, and they're also well-being cafes. We are linking in with many of the people here already this evening, and I'm delighted to see more. We're signposts. We give people the opportunity via our offices, our pantries, to sit down in a safe place, and now a warm place. We have 13 warm sections. We work closely with many agencies, as I said, and we have experience of Food Bank and the wonderful work they do. We are paid for, so people buy a bag of food, £5, but it gives them an awful lot more value than that, not only in the food sense, but also in the support they're getting. We have and are supplying other information throughout the county. We're working with so many people, and we are getting more information all the time. And again, it is community-led. We have a lot of very, very, very good feedback about a lot of the organizations that we're already here with. But no, we have over 100 volunteers who are working biliously, hugely to help themselves, to help other people. It's community supporting community, which I love to see, and it's fantastic. Sustainability of what we're doing is one of the paramount operations. We are obtaining a lot of help from a lot of the people here, and we're able to signpost our members, of which are about 1,500, regularly 250 to 260 families or households are taking or buying the food from us. And we have within our operation, we have food bank voucher issuers. We also hold a certain amount of food bank foodstuffs as well, so it can be directly fed out into the food bank required people. That's roughly. Thank you very much for the opportunity of introducing Baobab Bark. We have, I'm putting into chat certain the direct links into our website, which is baobab-bark.org. There's also a direct telephone number. People are using this all of the time, and we're expanding. So great, diolch yn fawr, and let's go forward and march on. And this crisis we're in the middle of is becoming more and more acute. So thank you from Baobab Bark, and look forward to speaking to most of you, if not all of you, shortly. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you.
Hi,
Good evening, everybody. Oh,
sorry.
Sorry, John.
Sorry, am I next? Yes, I think so. Hi, everybody. I'm John McCarthy from Bridgend Credit Union. Bridgend Lifesavers Credit Union is a not-for-profit organisation with over 22 years' experience offering affordable financial services to all. As a credit union, we have grown substantially over the last 10 years, with members' shares now exceeding 3.7 million and our loan book in excess of 900,000. We currently have over 4,000 adult and junior savers and over 1,200 school savers. We are wholly committed in supporting our local community by offering low financial services to the whole of the community and developing projects to ensure that the credit union is at the forefront of supporting those most financially vulnerable. We continue to actively engage in partnership with the Welsh Government, local authorities, DWP, and other charities and community organisations. Since our formation in 2000, we have developed strong links of partners and schemes that are focused on improving the financial well-being of most vulnerable groups within our community. We are passionate about service we provide, not only in offering low-cost financial services to all who live, work and volunteer within the County Borough of Bridgend, but also the projects that we run each year, including a savings scheme within Park Prison, a bond savings scheme in association with the College, and in our school savings scheme running across 11 schools throughout the borough. Our school savings schemes are incredibly successful, run by the children themselves across 10 primary schools and 1 secondary school within the borough. We are keen to expand our school savings scheme even further over the next year. We also run a savings scheme in conjunction with Park Prison to allow individuals to save in preparation for their release. This can offer essential to secure housing or help with transport. Following the closure of the post office accounts, we are seeing more and more individuals opening accounts with the credit union for receipt of their payments or their benefits. Please give us a call if you could think our help. It is a Bridgend number 729912 and our website is easily available. Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you. Apologies, John, for jumping the gun there. Good evening, everybody. Thank you very much for the kind invitation to come along this evening and talk on behalf of Student Finance Wales. My name is Stephen Jones, and I just wanted to introduce you to some of the products and services we offer to students to help them through their higher education journey here in Wales. So I suppose the biggest product that we offer, which is most often taken up by students, would be the tuition fee loan, and that we pay to the higher education provider on the student's behalf. We also provide a maintenance support. This changed following the Diamond Review back in 2018-19. So all students who are eligible for support from Student Finance Wales now receive the same amount of money to help towards living costs while studying. And this support is intended to be equivalent to the national living wage. There are two types of support that are available. There's our maintenance loan, and there's a Welsh Government Learning Grant. The amount of loan and grant available to the student depends upon where they live while they study and the amount of income that their sponsors earn. So the product is means tested. Essentially, the higher the household income, the lower the amount of grant the student will receive and the higher amount of loan they will receive. So every student in Wales will receive the same amount. It's just the mixture of loan and grant will be different. Students can find out more about the funding options available to them at our website, which is www.studentfinancewales.co.uk. Some of the other products and services that we offer is we support disabled students through our disabled student allowances. This is designed to level that playing field to make sure that disabled students are not disadvantaged when they go into higher education, where we're able to provide non-medical helper support, specialist equipment, assistance potentially with travel, and also a general allowance to help with those day-to-day products that students may need to have to purchase, maybe books or some stationery to help with replenishing consumables for printers, for example. We also offer financial aid to those who have care and responsibilities through our childcare grant, our parent learning allowance, and our adult dependence grant as well. So there's further funding available there if you have children or you have an adult dependent upon you as well. And again, these products can be found at our website, which I'll put in the chat later on. Lastly, we also have in Wales, we have a special support grant, which is designed to help students who claim certain income-related benefits and is intended to help them with costs such as books, course equipment, and travel. Also, for students who find themselves in financial hardship, we can look to support them and assist them depending on their individual circumstances. Student Finance Wales can't award any additional funding beyond the student's entitlement, but we may be able to adjust maintenance payments dates to allow early payments of maintenance loans and grants. We may be able to defer loan and grant overpayments the student may have incurred through previous study. And we may be able to agree to continue payments through a period of suspension or following a withdrawal. As I said before, there's lots of great information on our website, so I'll be popping that link into the chat below, and I look forward to speaking to you all in the future. Many thanks, take care, bye-bye now.
Noswaith da pawb, good evening everyone. I'm Megan from Disability Wales, and we are a national organisation of disabled people's organisations within Wales. So I'm here to talk to you a bit today about issues and concerns that have been raised by our membership what disabled people are telling us, and then also to raise awareness about some of the support that is available. So the cost of living crisis has been a particular concern for us and for disabled people across Wales and the UK. One of the main concerns that we hear is about the additional cost of disability. If it's not something that you've come across before, this is additional like necessary expenses that a lot of disabled people experience as a result of their impairments. So this can be anything such as having to follow a specific diet because you have dietary restrictions, or to having to have your home at a certain temperature in order to manage your condition, in order to manage your impairments, or to reduce pain levels. This is something that we are particularly concerned about, as well as disabled people are more likely to be living in poverty, and the latest figures of disability employment gap are at 17.2%. So disabled employees on average tend to earn a lot less than their non-disabled counterparts. Something that is of particular concern to us, and that has been raised with us very frequently, is the lack of information available or lack of awareness about a lot of the support that is available to people, or concerns about some of the support, about the availability of said support. So some of the main areas that are useful, which we saw quite low levels of awareness around, and not very many people being very familiar despite being eligible for these schemes. So the first one is probably what most people have heard of, the winter fuel support allowance. As it runs over this period, you are eligible if there is a list of certain benefits you need to be on in order to be eligible, something to help to support with energy payments. And some others which are less commonly known about, but people have reported to us finding really useful, is a local housing allowance, which can give you support with rent payment, and also discretionary assistance funds, of which there are two kinds, and that you can use those to support help with bills, or you can with bills. So as I said, I will be putting links to all of those into the comments of this live stream. And this is something we want to be aware of, some of the issues that our disabled people have been experiencing and are facing within this crisis, and really hope that all of you can get access to all of the support that you need.
Hi there, everyone. My name is Hayden Banks. I'm here on behalf of National Energy Action. National Energy Action is the national fuel poverty charity. So we operate in England, Wales and Northern Ireland, and we have a sister organisation, Energy Action Scotland, that works in Scotland. Our principal aim is to ensure that everyone can afford to live in a warm and safe home. And obviously, over the last year or so, the last 18 months, energy prices have increased by 130%. So it's becoming increasingly clear that people are taking desperate measures, and the numbers that in fuel poverty are rapidly increasing. So our mission is becoming ever harder to achieve. However, we do believe that through our 4 key activities, we'll make this a reality. So our 4 activities mainly are firstly around providing advice and support to households. That's principally through our warm and safe home advice line, which you can call on 0800 304 7159. I'll put those details in the chat. That's open every day from Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. till 12 noon. And our advisors are there to offer advice and support in terms of income maximization, making sure that you've claimed the benefits and financial support available from central government, Welsh government, local authorities. Also, our advisors are very skilled in energy saving advice and energy efficiency advice, so they'll be able and advice in terms of reading your energy bill and getting you in contact with your supplier and making sure that you're on the priority services register with your supplier as well. So I'd encourage people to contact that line, and also check out the resources on our Get Help page, which I will share the link to. Crucially, this also includes our home energy checklist, which is a document that contains advice around government support that's available, but also those energy saving tips and advice that can really make a huge difference to cutting energy bills. We also campaign and do a lot of advocacy with central government and Welsh government. So we provide the Secretariat for the APPG in Westminster on fuel poverty, and we provide the Secretariat for the cross-party group in the Senedd as well. On this note, I'd like to draw attention to our Fuel Poverty Awareness Day, which is taking place a week today, next Friday, the 2nd of December. And again, I'll put the link in the chat to our resources for that page, including we have a template campaign letter that you can write to your MP or member of the Senedd to encourage them to advocate on behalf of fuel poor households. We also undertake significant research and insights into the lived experiences of people in vulnerable groups in fuel poverty, making sure that those insights feed into government policy. And we also have accredited training and qualifications that improve the standards of energy advice and energy efficiency advice from suppliers and local government. Those accredited qualifications are also listed on our website. In 2020 alone, we helped 6,000 people directly with energy advice and support, and that helped clients to gain £5.5 million worth of additional welfare benefits. And we also installed 200 energy efficiency measures in partnership with local gas distribution and energy suppliers. And we have over 3,000 people trained to give energy advice and support as well. Thank you very much to Chris and Huw and Sarah for hosting, and yes, I'll put those resources in the chat as well.
Thank you very much. That brings our presentations to an end this evening, and we hope that you found something through all the presentations that has been useful. And we have some final messages though, just before we say so long this evening. First of all, please help us by sharing this Facebook video far and wide, because you can really never know who amongst you, friends and family, including friends on Facebook and on community hubs, who could benefit from this type of advice and support that you heard from this evening. Help us get the message out there that even in these tough times, especially in these tough times actually, that there's practical help and support from people who care right across our communities in both the Elmore and the Bridgend constituencies. Second, spread the message that it is good to reach out and get help. Please don't suffer in silence in terms of any bills that you can't face or support that you think that you can't get from anywhere. No one has to struggle alone during what is a financial and cost of living problems that people are facing, not just in our communities, but right across the UK. Please also remember that your mental health can be impacted, and all the added anxiety and pressures are things that you shouldn't have to suffer alone. So please always remember to reach out, and you'll find people who care and can help. Finally, Huw, Sarah and I want to direct you all to our dedicated pages on cost of living support on our websites and on our social media profiles. We've compiled information and contacts on all the organisations you've heard from today and many others too. So as well as going back through these presentations, if you would like to help with any issue, look through the chat box for information. You can also look for more information by going directly to our cost of living pages on our websites of myself, Chris Elmore MP, Sarah Murphy MS and Huw Irranca-Davies MS. And remember that you can always come and see us at one of our regular surgeries, come to our offices in Bridgend, Maesteg or Porthcawl, email or ring us and we'll always come back to you. So thank you most sincerely to every organisation that has spoken this evening, given their presentations, and to all the other people who work in dedicated organisations to support people who are struggling through these difficult times and through cost of living pressures. Thank you all for watching, and remember, don't struggle on alone, reach out, get in touch. There's always people to help.